Hi, we're Ben&Ben.
And we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
What's up, guys? Rob here, Front Row Live Entertainment, and I'm hanging out here in LA with Ben and Ben.
Hey.
Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm super excited to be talking to all of you.
Yes, we are excited too.
Before we dive in and talk about the new single, I'm curious how a 9-piece is able to kind of create the music that you're creating. Just because, you get the vibe where sometimes in the studio there's too many chefs in the kitchen, but how do you guys do that? How do you guys collaborate together without doing too much at the same time?
I guess we just know how to respect the song. So which is what we're all creating, right? When we do a song, we don't overplay or sometimes we should know what's just right for a particular song project, right?
It's kind of like we try to ask ourselves if what we're doing or what we're adding to the song brings out the message of the song or the emotion of the song, rather than, oh, I can put this in because I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes even disagreements are fine.
Yeah.
Because that's how you bring out the best idea. So we're not afraid of that as well.
Yeah. And going into the studio, take me into that space. And, how did this single kickstart? Because it's such a beautiful song. But it's so heartbreaking at the same time. And I feel like you can't just say hey, what's up, guys? This is what I want to write about. I feel like you have to be in that moment. And I feel like you have to feel that breakup and that situation all over again. So what was that experience like when you first started writing the song?
So Bao wrote the song and he shared to us the ones we once loved, which is the song, in a way that's very personal. And he can walk you through what happened.
Well, I think as artists, we kind of embraced that when we go through stuff that happens out of our control in our lives, at some point, it becomes something that we share to the world so that people can resonate and learn, probably. We feel like that's what we're called to do. And for that song, it was pretty much the same. And you're right, it was really hard to relive the painful stuff again. But then it's also a part of the healing and the closure, for myself. And it was nice to be able to, because once the song is out there, then it's owned by whoever
No more
listens
control.
to it. Yeah. So it was part of the healing process, basically.
But it was beautiful that you didn't overproduce this song. And you would think having so many members, it would sound overproduced, but it's not. The violins are perfect. The piano is perfect. The guitars, the drums, everything is, the percussion, everything is just perfect. So how do you keep it so simple, yet still have it as powerful as it is?
The cool thing about this song is a few months ago, Paolo performed it for us, because that's how it usually is. If he writes a song, he performs it for us on his acoustic guitar or piano, and we share our thoughts about it, and we already have some ideas on how to bring out the song, right? So the first time he played this for us here at the studio in our house, and we all just were crushed by the song.
Yeah.
Because it was just so relatable for us. Even if we didn't go through the exact same story that he went through, the song was just so strong that way. And so we all had a special attachment to the song and respect for the song in that sense. And we wanted to bring out every juice or every drop of emotion and tears from that song. So the amount of respect we had for that was beyond our musicality, was beyond our pride as musicians and as well. And so when we started recording it and producing it in the studio, we really wanted to bring out the best that we can from that song, knowing that less is more.
Yeah.
So that's what he tried to do with that song.
That's absolutely what it was. Less is definitely more on this track. And even the lyrics, they're so simple, but they just punch you so hard. Yeah, exactly. Whether you've gone through that experience or not, like you mentioned, I'm curious because like your voice is, I don't know, it's like it's really low, but it's not. It's hard to explain. You have this like sweet spot with your voice because I feel like it's low, but at the same time you have this kind of high tone to it. How did you kind of discover that sound? And when you first started writing this song, do you feel like that's the voice that you were kind of humming it or like or singing it in mind as you were writing the lyrics?
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned it that way because my personal insecurity with my voice has always been that it's not low. Uh, in fact, that's why it took a long time for me to uh, develop the confidence in singing in general, and what more so like writing,
Hmm.
because it's been a struggle to find the voice uh, the voice uh, but then I think I can speak for all of us that it's such a difficult thing to really just own up to who you are and bring that out. Uh, but that's something that we've tried to do and we're still trying to do with everything that we do. And the same goes for my voice. And for that song and for the songs that we put out, it's really just it's a mental battle of really embracing your true self,
Yeah.
because it can get painful when you feel that it's rejected,
Mm.
but you just have to keep standing up for it no
Yeah.
matter what other people say. Sorry, it got too
No,
far.
I mean, I feel like you were just writing a song in your head right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the next step. But no, like the thing that I love about your voice is that like you listen to other artists and you say, "Oh, I want to try and sing like them," and maybe you can hit those notes and those vocal ranges. With you, I feel like it's impossible for anyone to sing it just the way that you do, and that's what I meant. Like it's so unique. I can't tell you that I've found another singer that sounds like yours, and that's incredible. For the rest of the band, when you listen to his vocals, when you guys are in the recording process, how do you're already saying something. How do how do you match that? How do you match that tone?
The moment Potch was talking about earlier when Pau first played the song for us, I remember it so distinctly because we were just chilling in the studio. We were having a good time. Then Pau comes in the room. Guys, I have this new song. So we're like, oh yeah, yeah, new song, new song, new song. He starts playing it, and our faces were like we just all collectively started to feel it with, because Pau comes from a really sincere voice, and when you have that as the forefront of your song, it makes it kind of like an insult to do anything less than your most sincere
Yeah.
performance as well. So we really try our best as a band to match the sincerity of the vocals by just playing what comes as much as we can do.
Yeah.
As well, most of the time we keep
Yeah.
trying.
Now, this is one of the songs that's in English. It's not in Tagalog like the other material. Did you come into this writing it in English, or did you come into it writing it in Tagalog and then kind of changing it to English?
No, actually, for this song in particular, it started like all the way. It was in English. I don't know. There really are just because Miguel and I, when we write, there are seasons when it's all Filipino, Tagalog, but
Mm.
there are also seasons where it's all in English, and probably that was the start of a lot of songs uh, that we haven't released yet. Also written in English. So I think it's really like sometimes when the thoughts, when you think in a certain language,
Yeah.
it's just that this kind of pain
Yeah.
is in English. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Basically.
wondering if the vocal tone would have been different if you sang this in Tagalog.
Probably a bit, but I think that's the thing about uh, about language, like it's just a vehicle to express like your innermost self, and I guess not just like the voice, but even like instruments. And
Mm.
so from where we come from in the Philippines, it's really like we're influenced by language, but in a way that it's like in our psyche,
Mm.
and our culture basically like seeps through the art that we put out. Yeah.
What would you guys say? You're not allowed to answer this one.
Okay.
You've already given me too much detail.
Thank
What would you guys say was the biggest challenge in the recording process of this song? Yes.
Definitely the biggest challenge was not to go overboard, because you hear this song, it could go so many ways. Like you think it sounds really good as just the acoustic and the vocals, but we imagine it could sound really good also as like, so I apologize. Like we jokingly do
Yeah, it
like
could have
this,
been a heavy metal
this punk
band.
rock
Like, yeah.
version. So it was really just trying to find that balance of like, no, what does the song really need, and not what do we want to do with the song. It was like really pulling back, and I think pulling back and like really reeling in and like reevaluating is something that's always difficult to do as an artist, no matter
Mm.
what field.
Yeah. And bouncing off of what you just said, maybe that could be a remix. Maybe that could be a new version.
We're open to
I,
collaboration.
I come from the punk rock world, so I would love to hear that.
Right?
But talk to me a little bit about like the fact that this is a one-off as far as like being an English song compared to Tagalog lyrics. But do you see yourselves doing more English? You guys are here in the States right now. Number one in the Philippines, by the way. So the breakout here in the U.S. like. Can fans look forward to more English music from Ben and Ben?
Yes.
That was too short of an answer.
No, as Pao said, when we write songs, they come in waves,
Yeah.
and there have been a lot of waves wherein they were all in English, because like when you think of pain in English, right? All the songs that come out are English, and we have a lot in store, a lot to be released. So we're very excited to come out with all of them.
Who's the violinist player here?
Violinist is Kiefer.
I love violin, and I wish it was in more music. So that already puts you guys, like, it already separates you just by that. What is your process when you guys are recording music? What is your process to incorporating the violin in it?
Oh my gosh. Actually, every time we have a new song, I always get nervous, honestly, because I do get a lot of support from my bandmates, but then they figured out that the best way for me to actually bring out the best for a certain song is just they just let me, okay, just play with it. So I jam with it, and I figure out, okay, how about this? So we kind of like Lego it, like build it together.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like a lightning in a bottle. I just keep playing. They just, Kiefer, that's it. Just that's the one. And so like, yeah, you think so? Okay. And so it's every song like and so for this one, it's usually the same as well with when Paulo plays the song, I try to internalize it as well and actually feel it and try to be honest also with what is asking for the song basically. So yeah, it's still hard, but I do get a lot. I mean, I have fun. So
What about drums?
I play the drums. Hi.
Same question. Like, how do you not do too much?
Actually, for this song specifically, very interesting because when Paulo performed or let us hear the song, I really didn't hear any drums. And then, so we were talking about it, and it's one of the things that Miguel was saying a while ago about disagreements. And I wasn't for putting drums in the song.
The drummer doesn't want to be heard. That's interesting.
No, because because the message of the song, I thought if I put drums in this, and this is like the usual drums, the back to or something,
Yeah.
it'll overplay with the lyrics, and people won't understand the lyrics anymore, and it won't be the emotion. So the approach with the drums for this song was like to have more space
Mhm.
and not play every quarter or
Right.
every note. So like space out everything so people can understand the lyrics and hear the melodies more. Yeah.
Did you end up using brushes instead of sticks?
I did. I used rods, so they kind of look like barbecue sticks,
Okay.
like together, and the steel brushes.
Okay.
So for the cymbals, so it's not too harsh. Yeah.
And then with the percussion, what exactly is the percussion for this band?
Are there any percussion?
No, there's no percussion instrument for the song.
Not for this song
Yeah.
in particular, but for the band as a whole. Like when you guys are incorporating the percussion, how do you just the same way? Like how do you not just do too much? Because that's the biggest fear. Like when you see so many members in a band, like you're scared that it's gonna be too much every single time. So you guys have a sweet spot with everything that you guys are creating.
I always do too much. I think that's yeah. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. That's me. That's me. But I'm really thankful that there's two percussionists in the band, and she's a lot more knowledgeable and a lot more mature than I am. In more ways than just music, but so I really look up to her. She's like bestie. Yeah, because sometimes she doesn't want to do enough when like there's a part where she could go crazy. I'm like, come on, come on, bring it, bring it. Then she's like, no, no, no. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're like the give and take in the percussion section. Yeah.
You guys are currently about to wrap your first ever North American tour. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How have these shows been so far? Because you guys also hit Canada, right?
Yes.
Canada just last night or the night before you guys did San Francisco. We're wrapping here at the Fonda in LA. So how has this experience with these new audiences, American audiences, impacted one, your live show, and two, your upcoming material?
I think one of the things that we were talking about in terms of inspiration and songwriting is that how touring is so it makes so much sense for a musician to tour because it's in seeing the world, seeing all of these different things that fuels your inspiration. So it's such a nice two-in-one that you get to play music and while you're playing, while you're seeing all these beautiful things outside of what we usually see in our lives that we've lived almost our entire lives, just seeing same things, suddenly being put out of that pond and seeing everything.
Yeah.
It breeds so much inspiration, not in just song material, but in also the ways that we want to perform. Like when we see new people and they in turn give us their new stories that we've never heard before. It just really makes us want to be like, oh wow, yeah, I could totally incorporate this next
Yeah.
time. And it was just so nice seeing how Filipinos from here and like Filipinos who haven't been home probably the entirety of our lives seem to have this connection still with us and our music that uh, music really binds and really connects people no matter if they are from where we are from. We're just people.
Yeah. Well, I love what you guys are doing, and congratulations with that. I really do hope that you get through to the U.S. fans and the U.S. audience because I'd love to see more of you guys out here.
Thank you.
So thank you for the music that you're creating. Thank you so much for making this song and taking us into a piece of this heartbreak that you experienced. Because that's what I love about music. That like I didn't know you prior to this, and but that song allowed me to step into your world and allowed me to like just see how everybody else is feeling in the world. Like we're not alone, and that's the important part of this message, that we're all going through the same stuff, and because of you guys, we're able to be okay. So thanks for doing that, guys. To close us out, Paulo, for you vocally, you mentioned that you're not so confident in your low tone. But what is that perfect vocal range for you? Is that something that you've already discovered, or is that something that you're still trying to figure out yourself?
I think it's something that I'm constantly trying to discover. So the thing is, Miguel occupies like a lower vocal range, and I occupy like a slightly higher range. And but sometimes it switches up, and I guess it really depends on like the music that we create. I guess same for everyone. Like even if let's say it's a bass guitar, like how that sounds per song could be different. So it's the same with our vocals as well. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Before I forget, I also wanted to give proper credit to uh, the producers that work with us for each of the songs. So for the ones we once loved, we also worked with the producer who helped us a lot in fleshing out the production of it, including the minimalism of it. So his name is Janoy Danao, and he's from the Philippines as well. He's one of our musical mentors.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Amazing, guys. Well, congratulations. Thank you again for taking the time to hang out with me. Well, guys, I'm hanging out here with Ben and Ben. They're here in the States. Currently, their new single is out now. And be sure to check them out. Their tour wraps up now, but be sure to check them out once they come back to the States, because you guys are coming back to the States.
Yes.
Yes,
but,
yes, we will.
Head over to their Spotify and listen to their new single. So I apologize
For coming into your life just to break your heart to pieces and leave you in the night.
Thanks for watching, guys, here on Front Row Live. Ben and Ben, this is it. You're hearing them here first. They're coming soon to the States. Full-blown breakout.
Hey.
Thanks for watching.